The call came while I was cleaning my sidearm. My son's voice was trembling, strangled by static and fear. "Dad, Mom left me at the party. Her friend locked the gate. They're doing things I can't even say." Behind him, I heard laughter. Not the innocent laughter of children, thick, heavy, adult. A door slammed. My boy's muffled sobs cut through me like a blade. "Stay on the line," I said, though I already knew he couldn't. The phone scraped, voices cursed, then silence. I froze, staring at the black glass of my phone screen. My own reflection looked back at me, expressionless, but something inside me broke. I dropped a pin to the nearest patrol unit. Then I dialed the host. "Open the gate, now." He chuckled, deep and slow, as if savoring the taste of his power. "Come get him if you can." The streetlights outside my window flickered, then darkness. Two military trucks turned the corner, their engines growling like hounds that had finally caught the scent. A loudspeaker cracked, "Perimeter secured." And just like that, the hunt began. I had long suspected my wife's distance was more than exhaustion, more than stress. The late nights, the hushed calls on the porch, the way she smiled at texts that weren't mine. But suspicion is poison. You learn to swallow it, to choke it down until it eats you from the inside. I had swallowed enough to drown. Now the poison bled out. My son abandoned. My wife's voice absent. She had left him there on purpose. A betrayal doesn't roar when it arrives. It whispers. It pretends. And then, when you're unarmed, it slices deep. I walked the length of my kitchen, the floorboards creaking like an old confession. My mind replayed the sound of my son's sobbing, the host's voice, the muffled laughter. Her laughter had blended in before. How many nights had she already crossed that line while I pretended not to see? The truth was forming, slow and deliberate. I didn't need the whole picture yet, just enough to know I wasn't insane. I stayed calm, on the surface. At home, I kept her coffee hot, asked about her day. She smiled, distracted, always half present, always hiding. But beneath the surface, I moved. Quietly, strategically. Phone records, bank slips tucked in the glove compartment. A perfume receipt for a scent she'd never worn for me. I tracked the host, the man whose laughter I'd heard over my son's crying. His name was already buried in files I wasn't supposed to touch. Military contractor, corrupt. He'd been at the same parties she claimed were just friends from work. I had a folder now. Numbers, names, locations. It sat on my desk like a coiled serpent. At night I lay beside her, eyes open, counting her breaths. Every vibration of her phone was another nail. Every secret smile was another hammer. I let her think she was safe. I let her believe I was blind. Patience. Let the betrayal ripen. The proof came on a gray Tuesday morning. A message forwarded from an unknown number. A photo. My wife. Her hand on his chest. His hand on her thigh. My boy in the background, blurred, ignored. I studied it the way one studies a battlefield. Every detail mattered. The angle of her smile, the emptiness in his eyes. I didn't rage. I didn't break. Something colder took root inside me. That night, I set the folder on the table. She entered, humming, carrying groceries as if the world hadn't already ended. "What's that?" she asked. "Read," I said. Her fingers shook before she even touched the paper. The photos slid free. Her color drained. I didn't let her finish. No excuses, no words. She crumbled, hands covering her face, sobs muffled. I watched without blinking, without pity. I didn't scream, I didn't strike. My revenge was silence, sharpened into a blade. I slid the final paper across the table. Divorce filings, custody petitions, restraining orders. Already signed, already waiting. Her eyes widened. "You planned this. Yes. You knew? All along. Her sobs turned frantic. She begged. She reached for me, but I leaned back, untouched, untouchable. I said only one thing more. You left him crying behind a locked gate. That's all the court will need to hear. Her lover's name was already in the patrol's logs. His laughter was already recorded. The trucks that turned the corner that night hadn't come for my boy alone. They had come for the men inside. And she would stand beside them. The house feels larger now, colder, quiet. My son sleeps in the next room, finally breathing evenly. No more locked gates, no more laughter in the background. As for her, she is gone. Bound not by chains, but by her own choices. I do not dream of her anymore. I do not ache. Betrayal doesn't kill you, it hollows you out. And when the hollow space is cleared, what remains is sharper, stronger. I look at the folder one last time before burning it. Her face vanishes in the firelight, curling to ash. The final thought leaves me calm, almost serene. She chose her prison. I chose the key.